Hi, I turned 6 weeks pregnant tomorrow, and I wanted to just do a little update on my 5th week of pregnancy. So, this week has been awful. um, I've been like an emotional wreck all week. So, the weekend was fine. So, the first couple of days of week 5 were fine. I switch over on Fridays. But Monday, I woke up, went to the bathroom, and went to wipe, and there was like blood in the toilet. And I had like a little bit of pink spotting, almost exactly a week before. And then it had kind of like faded out, and I would get like occasional, like kind of brown or pink, but I wasn't worried about it because it was so little. And then this was like, it just seemed like a lot more to me, and I freaked out, and called or went into the room, and was like just like burst out crying for Lane, and Lane was all like freaked out, and Lane's my husband, and called the clinic and left a message. And they got back to me later that day and asked me some questions about it. At that point, it had stopped, and it was just kind of like some brown spotting. I mean, I really didn't like bleed. It was just in the toilet, and that initial like wiping, there was like, I would say it was red, but not like dark red. It was still like light red, but not as light as pink. And but it had slowed down a lot by then. I wasn't having any cramps or anything. But they said just to like make me feel better, they would send me in for another beta. And my beta came back fine. I was in the 89th percentile or something like that. So it's doubling every 2 days plus 3 hours or something. And anything between 2 and 3 days is good. So they were like perfectly happy with that. She gave me the option of moving my next ultrasound up. So either I'm scheduled for it on the 28th, which is next Wednesday. But she said we could do it Friday, which is tomorrow, if I wanted. And I said yes, because like if something's wrong, I'd rather know on the weekend and figure it out on the weekend and maybe not have to take time off work, or at least give notice, versus finding out on a Wednesday before work. I don't know. So tomorrow morning is that. I have continued spotting all week, and nothing as much as that first time though, but it's mostly been like old blood kind of like mixed with the progesterone suppository that comes out. So kind of like a somewhere between beige at the lightest to like rust colored, excuse me. And yeah, but I've had like only a couple times where it's been like more pink, but it never lasts. It's like a couple spots of pink, and then that's it, and then the rest is just brown or like nothing when I wipe. So I'm trying to calm down. Monday, Tuesday were really bad. I was just like a wreck the entire time. I was crying the whole time. I figured it was totally over. But then the more I researched it, the more I realized that like light spotting doesn't actually indicate anything really, especially if you're not cramping. And I've had like very minimal cramps this week. I have like a little bit of cramping right now. But it's kind of, I don't know if it's actually, like some of the cramping I'm getting, I'm not sure if it's uterus or if it's like my ovaries or like my intestines or I don't know what. But some of the feelings are, it's all very vague. Certainly nothing that's like menstrual cramp like, and that's kind of what they look for. So if you're bleeding and you have like cramps as strong as menstrual cramps, like you need a heating pad to cope with them, then that's like call us immediately, because this is not great. And even that doesn't necessarily mean that you're having a miscarriage. So I've just been really trying to keep my anxiety levels down, which is hard. And during the day, I have multiple spikes of like, oh, I feel great, I feel really calm. And then I'll feel a twinge, and it'll just be like panic, instant panic again. So aside from that, starting Tuesday, I've started to feel, actually maybe even a little bit on Monday, not morning sickness really, but like I'm wondering if, so in the morning when I wake up, I always wake up at like 5 in the morning since I've been pregnant. It's been 5 a.m. And lately I've been waking up and having to go to the bathroom to like TMI, but to have a bowel movement, which like that's like I've never woken up in basically the middle of the night before to do that. So I'm wondering if it's actually to do with morning sickness, because the last couple of days I've woken up to do that and then not had instant relief, so still felt like nauseous and like kind of like crampy, but like more like intestinal kind of cramps, and had to like, you know, relax on the couch. And I've had some food aversions in the mornings. So Monday I was so stressed out, I basically didn't eat all day. And since then I've been trying to calm down, and I've been trying to keep myself, you know, eating at least every couple of hours, even a little bit, but I'm just not hungry. And I think that might have something to do with a little bit of morning sickness. This morning was fairly bad, this morning and yesterday morning, where I had to actually lay on the couch and like breathe a little bit, because I felt quite nauseous. So I describe it as like a mix between feeling carsick and feeling hungover, because when I feel carsick, I only get nausea, and like maybe a little shaky. But then when I'm hungover, I get all the intestinal stuff, like the gut rot. And this is kind of like a mild mixture of them both. So that's what it feels like. It's super not pleasant. I've been having just plain crackers and smoothies in the morning. But by the time I get to work around 8:30, it's mostly gone. But I still don't feel hungry for the rest of the day. Or if I do, it's like a very detached kind of feeling, like, oh, I should probably eat, or like, oh, maybe the reason why I feel shaky is because I'm hungry. It's not like, oh, I could really use a, you know, sandwich or something. Anything greasy sounds disgusting. Anything like cake or pastry or anything buttery just sounds like totally disgusting. So I've been basically just eating vegetables, raw vegetables, and fruit and smoothies and crackers and peanut butter, which is okay. I mean, at least it's like fairly healthy, most of it, not the crackers, but yeah, anything else? Oh, also starting Tuesday, I've been getting shooting pains down the sides of my breasts, so from like armpit to nipple, and then also on the inside as well, kind of. So from like chest, like sternum, kind of to nipple. It's not all the time, and I notice it more at night after I'm home from work. Maybe that's because I'm not wearing a bra. I don't know. But it's not like super painful or anything. It's just noticeable. And other than that, I don't think there's very much going on. The waking up early is just continuing. I haven't been super tired during the day though, although I get a nice 3-hour break in the middle of my day, so I can nap if I want to. So maybe that's why I haven't been super exhausted, knowing that I can nap from like noon to 3. So yeah, hopefully the ultrasound goes well tomorrow. I'm feeling okay about it. I'm just cautiously optimistic is going to be my mantra for this whole pregnancy, I think. And hopefully the bleeding will subside. I'm pretty sure it's because of the progesterone suppositories. I've been told in the past that I had a friable cervix, which just means that it bleeds easily. So it's just sensitive. And the progesterone suppositories go right up there. I had been putting them right up there next to my cervix with an applicator. The last couple of days I've just been using my fingers, and I've been like wetting the suppository a little bit before I put it in and not putting it in as high. And hopefully after like a couple days of doing that, the bleeding will stop or at least go back to just like the occasional pink or brown spot instead of like fairly constant being brown, at least. Like the old blood color, like rusty. So I don't know. I'm feeling okay. So fingers crossed that there will be a week 6 update.